Hello, and thank you for tuning into the pod of Born to Be a Star. Dude, today is Monday, another day and another opportunity for us to enjoy our star power wherever we are, whatever time it is. It is also a holiday, so you can hear Benny talking, like always. And Skip's here too. Happy 4th of July from us to you. As much as I want to celebrate the holiday and be excited that it's a day off, also, we both got to go to work tomorrow, so gonna be just trying to be as chill as possible. Skip, say happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July and happy Independence Day to everyone but Biden's America.
Yeah, we didn't get to that part yet, but thank you.
You suck.
Wow. He wasn't saying I suck. He is anti-Biden, and so am I. But that's not what the beginning of this was. That was just an opening. But thank you guys for tuning in today.
I wish on Independence Day I was independent from Biden.
Oh my God, dude. Anyways, appreciate you listening on this holiday, and I hope that you're having an amazing time. I mean, I think this holiday is primarily only celebrated in the United States because it's an Independence Day for us. So I love celebrating holidays in the United States. I've celebrated them all of my life. I don't know about fireworks. They don't really have fireworks on 4th of July. You have to look and see what date they're on, but we'll see what happens as we figure it out later in the day. Anyways, I hope you recognize your star power wherever you are. I hope you recognize that you can do anything you put your mind to, and that life is what you make it. Today is just another opportunity for you to look in the mirror and recognize that you can do anything you put your mind to. Goals are created for you to conquer them, and confidence is created for you to realize that you don't really need anyone's opinion to live your life. That's not living your life. Anyways, let's get into the favorite part of our conversation, which Skip started. No media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they lie to us anyway. The Supreme Court shut down the Biden administration on abortion rights, on whatever they were trying to do with the EPA, with climate change, and the gun thing that they were trying to do. A lot of whatever they were trying to do, like they keep trying to change America, it's not working. They're failing at it. And I got to tell you, the reason that they're failing at it is because maybe America doesn't want to be changed. Maybe the idea that you people keep wanting to change the Constitution that was created for the people, not the government. You do know that the people that are politicians work for the people that elect them into their power. They're not just given these positions to take all of our fucking tax money and live glamorous lives. Like, if AOC is about her word, then why doesn't she drive around a fucking Prius? And why doesn't she live in one of those ridiculous, expensive apartments in New York? Like, what are we talking about? You walk around with bodyguards to protect you from regular people. You're fake as TV, man. Literally fake as TV. She is an embarrassment to minorities, women, and the Democratic Party. And they're all are embarrassment. And I don't want Democrats using race as a filter to get people to vote for them. They're chasing power, and they'll say anything to maintain it. They don't care if you're black, Spanish, white, Indian, Oriental, Vietnamese, some mixture of things. They don't care what race you are. They want to condemn white people. They want to condemn men. They want to tell women whatever color they are, especially if they're black or Spanish or minority or Latino, they can't have an opinion. The moment a woman describes herself as being a Republican, why are you doing that? I literally tried to change from Democratic to Republican, and they gave me a hard time about it. Why am I getting a hard time about it? I don't know. I don't understand that. Like, we need to be able to have our opinions, and the Democrats don't want to allow people to have their opinions. I mean, can you look at what Biden has done to America? Now, I know people have their feelings about Trump, and they want to keep harping on January 6th. But people have the right to protest, and people were protesting Biden. It's almost 2+ years into the Biden administration, and can you please look at the fact that they might have been right? I mean, he hasn't done anything good, right? We're suffering, and it's upsetting. And if you don't believe that, you're lying. I'm just trying very hard to stay focused on what we have to do here. And I know people want to be anti-Trump. I know people want to be against Republicans because they don't like the idea that Republicans don't want to spend all this money, and they want to be pro-free things for everybody, and they don't want to, fight for the working class. But I don't want to hear Biden go on his shitty-ass Twitter and talk about the working class. You're not part of the working class. The entire time you've been in Congress, you've been a politician. So you've been living off the working class the entire time. Don't go to Philadelphia or whatever the fuck you go acting like you understand what's going on with regular Americans, because you don't have any idea. Dear Obama and Michelle, shut up. You guys got rejected. All of you are pathetic losers. I want to bring up some facts here, okay? I want you to hear me out. Biden is willingly going against his words, trying to argue with people in charge of the gas industry, the oil industry. He's willingly going against his words, trying to operate with countries he said he wasn't going to deal with. And he's still giving money toward Ukraine. Russia's relentless. They're not going to stop. And Ukraine's problem isn't America's problem. I'm sorry. It's just that. We have our own shit that's incorrect that we're dealing with. And him giving money is not okay. Can we talk about the fact that Hillary Clinton is also a criminal? Biden's son, a criminal. The New York Times, no one should listen to them. Do not be a part of the losing brigade. They want to set up a party that represents a minority of people, like a small amount of people. Who really wants to be progressive? Who doesn't want to be able to make their own lives whatever they want it to be? Do you really want to be progressive? Because if you're saying you really want to be progressive, then you're kind of saying that you're willing for everybody else to get stuff. And I don't agree with that. I've worked very hard for my reality. No one gave me anything. I worked hard to get where I am. There's no handout. I knew what I had to do to get to a certain point, and I did it. Nobody said, here's some free things. No, that's not how success works. So I don't want to hear some sad story. I don't want to hear about people living in poverty. I don't want to hear about poor this, poor that. I want to hear about people being able to break away from the government's titty, and I want to hear about people being able to understand the value of self-preservation, which no one understands here. There's problems in America. Big problems. And denying it and lying about it isn't the answer. And claiming that you have a plan but you don't have one isn't the answer. Biden is an embarrassment. All of these morons are embarrassments. Hillary Clinton, her bitch husband, Obama, who is the worst president for 8 years that we've ever had. Do you know that illegal people from other countries get to come into the United States of America and have as many children as they want, and they don't pay for it? But middle-class Americans have to pay for births of their children. Ridiculous amount of money, too. Does that make any sense? Note what I just said. You could be an illegal alien, not have any citizenship in the United States, and they'll pay for you to have kids. But if you're an American, they make you pay if you're middle class. How's that work? How? We're being punished for being middle class, for being workers in the United States. They take our taxes, they lie to us about whatever the fuck they do with it, and they don't have a good explanation of anything. I'm just over it. Aren't you over it too? Like, why do you keep taking advantage of us? Like, there's commercials about Xfinity where they're giving free resources to people that could figure out how to get it on their fucking own. Why is it my responsibility, my family's responsibility to pay for your fucking internet? If you and your parents can't figure out how to get the internet put on, what the fuck does that have to do with me? You see the problem? I'm already paying all these damn bills for everything. Now I gotta hear the company we're giving money to is going far left, telling their customers the money you're paying us for your product, we're going to give it away for free for somebody else. That's bad customer service, man. Like, what is that? And it's not just Xfinity doing it, it's a lot of other companies too. It's funny that people in middle class and people that work their entire lives get argued with and talked to like shit and get treated like crap. But they want to reward people that have no ability to work hard, and they want to punish anybody who wants to do something. It's just insane. Just insane. But this is America. The Democrats' armpit. They're an embarrassment to anybody that lives here. And if anybody wants to argue with me and point out why Biden's good, I'd like to hear that. Please clarify with me why a president willingly giving a country money that does not need it, that will never pay us back, how that benefits the United States, who's in debt to China. Like, you got all this shit to say about all these other countries, but we're in debt to China. How's Ukraine going to help us with that? These decisions that they make globally when it comes to wars and weapons and all these things are idiotic. And the race game that the Democratic Party tries to pull, where they try to make black people or Spanish people or white people feel bad about this, and they want to create all this weird stuff, it needs to end. I'll say it. I'll be the one to come out and say it. Slavery did happen. It was very horrible that black people were enslaved in America. It probably shouldn't have happened that way. But the Democratic Party was the reason it stayed for so long. And the Democratic Party wants to continue to talk about it now. Now it's 2022. Your race doesn't mean anything. We're all just people and we all just live here. It's in your head where you're thinking that you can't do something. Fuck the police going after black people. Fuck the police going after minorities. Fuck employers that don't want to employ people because they don't like the color of your skin. These things aren't important. It's the character behind the person, not the color of their skin. I have a problem with the idea that I have to feel bad because I'm not 100% white. Or even if I was 100% white, I still need to feel some sort of sympathy for something. Why can't it be that I'm just working hard to have a successful life and I'm just trying to enjoy it? Why do people always have to feel sympathy? Why do people always have to not really get to enjoy their lives to lie about something? Like, if the Democratic Party is doing that, isn't that a problem? More people have to call them out. And until they do, the problem is going to persist and it's not going to end. They're condemning people for trying to live their lives. And I won't be their victim. You shouldn't be their victim either. This is our lives, our time. Slavery is a myth. Bad things happened in the past, but we have to be different in the future. We can't keep talking about 1912, okay? We can't keep talking about what happened here and what happened there. America needs to own what it did. Not only to black people, but what it did to Native Americans. It needs to own the bad decisions it's made. Afghanistan was stupid. Iran was stupid. Going to these countries where there's nothing for us there and we're trying to change the way these people think, stupid. They've been stuck in their ways for millennia. Stop trying to make other people go with what you like. No. We have to be different. Anyways, moving on from no media allowed on this Monday, let's get into the conversation. Self-love is needed love. Self-love is needed love. Why is self-love needed love? Self-love is needed love because you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else or anything else. You have to be able to love you. Meaning, how can you look in the mirror and not love your reflection and then saying that you love somebody else? It should be impossible to do that. Self-love is having the ability to know what makes you comfortable, what makes you uncomfortable, what you like, what you don't like. The ability to know that some things are going to work and some things aren't. The ability to understand that you have to be strong at times. Sometimes things are difficult. Sometimes situations are difficult. Sometimes life isn't going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to have to deal with situations that don't make you comfortable. But self-love will get you through that. Understanding your power and understanding your situation will get you through all of those things. So be strong. And love who you are. Love your reflection in the mirror. Love yourself, flaws and all. I think the flaws make people more unique. It makes you who you're supposed to be. Why would anybody want to be perfect? How boring would that be? Don't you want to be beyond perfect? Imperfect. Perfectly imperfect. Just the idea that you can be beautiful and different. Why not? Why not? That's all I'm saying. Hide and take pride in being you and loving yourself for that. That's all I got to say. Next part of our conversation. The power of, does anyone like blinds? I gotta tell you, we live in an apartment right now and I hate the blinds. Like, I wish we had the thing that you just pull down. I wish we had that instead of actual blinds. I think actual blinds suck and I want to get rid of them. Wherever we move next, it's likely going to be a condo or a townhouse. I don't want them to have blinds. So that's going to be something I am going to be looking at. That's a nay. The power of smart living. I don't really know if there's a power of smart living, because if your house is like smart, then it's easier for someone to break into it and steal all your stuff. So you got to consider that. Like, do you want everything to be smart in your house? And what happens if there's like an outage and then you can't do anything? It's important to think about that, right? Just saying. I'm just saying. No lawn work is better. I mean, part of me thinks that it's important to have a house when when you're starting off, with your partner, or whether you're buying a property on your own, because when you have kids, you want them to be able to have a backyard and you want them to have a lot of space. But another part of me feels like, why can't we create the kingdom or the palace that we want that represents us in the now? I don't like doing yard work, but I mean, I do it if I have to. I kind of like gardens, but do I really want to have to make my own garden? Do I really have time for that? I don't know if I have time for any of that, because I have a very busy schedule and I barely have time to breathe, and do anything. Like, so do I want to have to do that too? Like, do I want to spend my weekends mowing the lawn and doing like upkeep and all this stuff? I don't know. Questions. I don't know is the answer. That's the truth. I gotta say no for lawn work, so I'm going condo townhouse. I'm going no lawn work. Pass. Yes, new friends. Why not make new friends? Why not talk to new people? Why not enjoy new company? You don't have to just be stuck in one thing because something else didn't work. So I invite you, I encourage you, I want you to do amazing things. You can do it. If you want to lose weight, if you want to grow your hair out, if you want to do different things, then you have to change. You have to encourage, you have to inspire, and you have to seek out differences. I don't want to be complaining about anything, so I'm finding ways to do things differently, and that's fine, and that's okay, and that's cool, and I'm not going to apologize for it. And that's just the truth, and that's just reality, and that's just the situation that it is. Letting the bad go means stuff isn't always going to work out. Situations aren't always going to work out. Relationships aren't always going to work out. We've talked about some deep things with best friends and family members and just relationships. Sometimes things work and sometimes things don't. You can't base your future or your current or your now off what didn't work out. You can't keep talking about the past. You can't keep relishing on what failed. You have to move forward. You have to just look ahead. And looking ahead, moving forward, understanding these things is essential. So I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to invite you. And I'm going to push you to do these things in a way that might not be like anything else you've ever done. Isn't that the point? Isn't that the entire point? Isn't the entire point to be something different? It is, isn't it? Let the bad go. And don't think about it. Just let it go. Moving on to Star Wars Talk, we watch together. Curious about Disney's next show. I mean, I did like Obi. I'm wondering when Mandalorian's coming back. I feel like they should be able to do more with the Marvel universe that they have access to. So, and why aren't they doing more with the Star Wars universe? They have Star Wars, they have Marvel, they have all these abilities to do all these things. They need to be constantly pushing things out. And we've talked about it before. If they're not constantly pushing things out, they're putting themselves in a really risky position with all the competition that they're going to have, right? Murder in the Buildings. Murder in the Building started, and oh my God, I love it. I love the characters. I love the scenery. I like that it takes place in an apartment building, because a lot of people don't have property. A lot of people do live in apartment buildings, and a lot of people do live in a city setting. So it's so familiar. It's kind of like, it's fun to watch it. And the people, Charlie Sheen, what's his name? The other guy with the gray hair, and the musician who is really entertaining. They're all so good. They're just brilliant at this. And it's fun to watch it. I love Murders in the Building. I've been talking about it forever, and it finally decided to come back, and I'm so excited. Dude, I literally can't wait to the next episode. Like, seriously. When it came out, I watched it as soon as it came out, and I can't wait to see whatever's next with that. Yes, please. Yes, please. Some wack show on hgtv. So what's up with hgtv putting on these shows that are not good, with these random ass characters that we've never seen before, or they're playing repeat of things that we've seen before that did not work out? I feel like hgtv, I don't know what they're doing, but get your stuff together, man, because you're my like go-to station for me to watch sometimes. And if you don't have anything good on there, I'm not going to watch it. STARZ isn't a star. Literally, STARZ isn't a star. Some of the shows are okay, but it's a selected few. And for the majority of the shows are like woke shows about like things nobody wants to talk about or hear about. Like, when I'm watching TV or I'm watching a show, I'm not watching a show where I feel like it's linked to any sort of reality I'm dealing with. And the fact that I could find that, I don't want to. So STARZ, you're not a star. Where is the comedy? I don't know. I'd go on Netflix and see what you can find on there.
I'll send your message.
I don't know. It's risky. Like, very risky. And I think you can find comedy. I don't know if you can find it on TV. I mean, is Comedy Central still on? I have no idea. I think they just play Office now because they have the rights to The Office, so they just play that on repeat. Outside of that, they have some annoying guy on there. I'm not even going to say his name. He's just very irritating, and I'm just going to avoid saying his name out loud. Honestly, I feel like I don't know where to find comedy. I'd definitely say it's probably a good idea if you take your time finding comedy, pick a specific comedian you like to watch, and then find maybe a movie that they did, or find like their own like comedy, like their own special show that they've done, and watch that. I mean, you could Google that, or you could just get creative on Netflix or Amazon or something. It's there. You just have to look for it. Next part of the conversation. Max Burger. Oh my God. Delicious. I had this Texas burger. It was so good. And I kind of like the burgers medium rare. I like a little pink in it. It was cooked to perfection, and the toppings were phenomenal. Had like these onion rings with this barbecue chili sauce. Delicious. No tomatoes, but it had lettuce, and it just had everything on it that you want to have on it. An amazing burger can make an amazing day. Just saying. Chipotle. Like, I like Chipotle, but it is like fast food Mexican, and I'm still going to eat it, but like I have feelings about it. Seafood wonders. What do I mean by that? Like, I wonder what you can make with seafood. Like, I like seafood. I really do love it. I love clams. I love shrimp. I love crabs. I love lobster. I love all of it. And I know some people are like, can't like shrimp because shrimp's at the bottom of the sea. But I don't really care. I still like it, and I'm still going to eat it. I love all of that. So, pass for caring. Just saying. I'm still going to eat it. There's so much you can do with seafood. Seafood can be your go-to for everything. You can make pastas. You can make bakes. You can make salads. You can literally do anything with it. It's just an easy thing that you can cook with, and it doesn't take as long as like other meats to cook, and that's something big. Salad in the summer. We're talking potato salad. We're talking macaroni salad. We're talking tomato salad. We're talking any kind of salad. Literally in the summertime, you can make any salad and it'll taste good. You just got to keep it cold and you got to keep it fresh. Tuna salad too. Let's go, yo. Drink more water. You should be drinking more water. You should be starting the day with water, and you should be ending the day with water. We talk about that all the time. Weeknight do's and don'ts. Don't eat after like, I'd say 8 or 9 o'clock, but honestly, you don't want to eat after 7 if you could try it. I mean, sometimes you can't do that depending on what hours you work or your availability. So I understand. So I guess, do whatever makes the most sense to you. But try to avoid lots of carbohydrates later at night, and try to stay away from sweet things if you can. 1, you don't want to get indigestion. 2, you don't want to get sick. And 3, you don't want to go to sleep with a full stomach because it might not be a good morning. Just saying. Anyways, guess what? That is the end of the podcast. Thank you for tuning in, as always, to Born to Be a Star. And I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday.